the Chancellor is really very keen to make sure that the UK is seen as being open for business. He wants the competitive tax environment to be the best in the developed nations. Their incentive is to reduce the rate from, e.g., the US rate, which is 40%, Germany and France in the mid to late 20s. And he announced today that he wanted to reduce the UK corporation tax rate to 20%, which will be a significant plank in his armoury of creating that most competitive environment. We also have, and he's increased the above the line credit for R&D tax relief, which is a new major incentive for innovation and for research in UK businesses. And that, coupled with the patent box 10% tax relief for businesses, I think is going a very long way to ensuring that he does in fact achieve his objectives. The other two aspects I thought were very interesting. Firstly, he's brought forward the personal allowance increase to £10,000 from next year. That actually has got a very big cost to the Exchequer, and because of that it's quite hard to give away very much else. But he did quite a lot this time round, and the odd thing was that his the biggest giveaway he gave was not to do with the personal tax allowance. It was in fact to do with creating jobs or giving tax incentives for small and medium-sized enterprises to give new employment. So he's given a £2,000 tax break for all employers to incentivise new employment. The other area that I think he was quite big on was tax avoidance. So he has put in place a big package of measures that are going to come out in this year's Finance Bill and Finance Act relating to avoiding people not paying their taxes. So for instance, there's a general anti-abuse rule coming out. He announced today for the first time that there's going to be bilateral agreements with the Isle of Man and the Channel Islands to again avoid people not paying UK taxes. So a whole series of packages that he's putting in place, but he's not doing it in a way that's making the UK anti-competitive. So he's going to wait for the OECD to come back with their announcements on multinational taxation, and a whole series of packages which will now be in place to make sure that people pay their fair amount of tax. There'll be naming and shaming of promoters of tax avoidance schemes. That's a really big incentive for people to avoid that type of approach. So a whole series of new and fairly innovative measures that we heard from the Chancellor this time round.